guys, it's Nasim here. Now I've been using the Galaxy S22 Plus for about a month now, and the one thing that kept coming to my mind whenever I was using it on a day-to-day basis was this one simple statement that I feel wraps up the S22 Plus as a whole. And that statement is, I think that the Galaxy S22 Plus is the best Galaxy for most people. And I say this because when you think about it, the Galaxy S22 Plus is the perfect phone for anyone who wants a Galaxy phone. It has amazing specs that Samsung fans know and love. It has nice and easy usability that anyone who wants a phone will love. It has a top tier camera that anyone from tech junkies to average consumers will appreciate. And it has a display that is nice enough to enhance your overall experience. And that's why I say that this is the Galaxy phone that most people will cling to over the Galaxy S22 Ultra, because most people don't use an S Pen, most people don't like curved displays, and most people don't want to pay that ridiculous price. And I feel like overall, the S22 Plus is a better buy as a standalone phone, because throughout my entire time of using it, there was never one time where I questioned whether or not I should keep it. And that's why after a month of using the Galaxy S22 Plus, I wanted to give you guys my experience with it and let you know why I think it's a great buy and also why you should consider it as your main phone. Now the next thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after 1 month of use was the amazing software. Like right here, you can see me scrolling through the OS and there were no hiccups whatsoever. The phone isn't laggy, I don't get any crashes, and the phone overall ran really smooth without me having to restart it. Even when I was playing heavy games like Call of Duty, you can see that there are no lags and I'm able to play the game as smooth as possible. The only problem that I had was that my phone would get a little hot, which definitely was distracting at times. I also really liked the fact that whenever I would multitask, none of the apps I used were crashing. Whenever I would click on a new app, it had no problem switching. And whenever I wanted to combine apps, my phone again would exactly do as I say. And simple things like this is the reason why the S22 Plus definitely deserves to be the best Galaxy, because its usability is out of this world and it can compete with any top tier flagship. Now the next thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for 1 month was the amazing display. Now the Galaxy S22 Plus has a 6.6 inch dynamic AMOLED display that also has an LTPO display that goes from 48 to 120 Hz refresh rate. And based on my experience, I think that this is definitely one of the best displays in the smartphone market. The size was really great, and even though the S21 Plus had a 6.7 inch display and this one has a 6.6 inch, I didn't really feel like I was missing anything compared to last year's phone. The viewing experience was great, and the 120 Hz refresh rate made the phone feel as smooth as ever. Like right here, you can see me scrolling through the OS and it feels buttery smooth. The scrolling was effortless and it made me want to use it more. I also really loved how responsive the haptics were. Like right here, you can see just how fast it is when I press on something, and there were never any times where I got lagging animations. Also, one of my favorite parts about the screen was that it didn't have a curved display like on the S22 Ultra, and there were never any times where I would mess up or get any accidental touches. And just like the S22 Ultra, the S22 Plus's screen peaked at 1750 nits brightness, which again is insanely high. So whenever I was outside during a really sunny day and was on my phone, I was able to see everything without having to squint my eyes. And now the last thing that I loved about the display on the S22 Plus was that it had one of the best viewing experiences that was very comparable to the S22 Ultra. The colors were nice, the sharpness was nice, and the size gave me a great viewing. And to show you guys what I mean, here are some examples of me watching videos and playing games.
Like a downgrade from my iPhone. It's because of how bright and fluid this display is, with the only interruption being this tiny little hole punch up top. There is a bit of a chin at the bottom.
Now the next thing that I liked about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for over a month was the pretty great battery. Now the S22 Plus has a 4500 mAh battery that supports 45 watts fast charging, and if I'm being honest, as much as I was using this phone, I'm pretty surprised that it was able to last me towards the end of the day. I will be doing things like scripting videos, checking emails, talking on the phone, watching YouTube videos, and even occasionally playing games, which was pretty heavy use for me. And after all that, I will usually get around 4 to 6 hours of on-screen time, and I will usually end my day with about 20% battery left, which again was pretty good for me. I also love the fact that even if my phone was dying on me, all I had to do was plug in my 45 watt fast charger into it, and it will go from 20% to 100% in about 40 minutes. And if I'm being honest, I think that the battery was okay at best, but that 45 watt fast charging is what really made it stand out, because when you have a fast charger like that, all you have to do is plug it in while it's dying and you can get full charge. Now the next thing that I really liked about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for over a month was the pretty great speakers. Now the dual speakers on the S22 Plus were some of the best that I had ever used in a long time. There were a lot of times where I would play my music out loud while I was getting ready for work, and it became a habit just because of how good they were. The bass was powerful, the sound was crystal clear, and the loudness was really high. I also like that whenever I turned up the volume, the quality didn't get worse like on a lot of other phones. And to show you guys what I mean, here's an example of me playing a video with the volume all the way up.
You guys, it's not seen here. Now, I've been using the Galaxy Z Fold 3 for about 5 months now, and after using it day in and day out for an extended amount of time, there was one statement that I feel wraps up the Z Fold 3 as a whole. And that statement is, the Z Fold 3 is not only the most revolutionary phone that we have ever seen in our time.
And now the final thing that I really loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for a month was the pretty great cameras. And I think that the S22 Plus's camera had great quality to the point where I could say that I had no major complaints when it came to taking photos. Like right here, you can see my outside daytime photos, and I would say that these were really good pictures that turned out really well. The skies were very vibrant and color accurate. The trees and other aspects of nature were very sharp. My face looked pretty color accurate, especially compared to last year's version where again it would make me look light at times, and the overall vibrancy of the outside pictures were great to no surprise. And now when we look at the inside daytime photos, I would say that these were also really great. Like right here, you can see that there was no graininess no matter how dark it got, and my selfies were top notch when compared to other smartphones. Next up, when we look at the outside nighttime photos, I would say that this is where the S22 Plus performed at its best. Like right here, you can see that the nighttime photos didn't give off any graininess, the colors were accurate, and my skin tone didn't look that much lighter, which made me want to take more selfies. And the last environment that I wanted to cover when it came to pictures on the S22 Plus was the inside nighttime photos. And when we look at them, you can see that there was some graininess. The quality was still pretty great, but sometimes it did struggle when there was no lighting. But once I turned the lights on, the quality got much better, the sharpness was still great, and the colors were very accurate, which definitely redeemed the camera overall. And when it came to video quality, the S22 was one of the best to offer. And to give you guys an example, here are some 4K videos that I took on it. And there it is, you guys, my review of the Galaxy S22 Plus after 1 month of use. Now let me know down below, do you think that the Galaxy S22 Plus is the best phone for most people? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I would like to say thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It will be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Hey, and I know far too well. Yeah.